Germany, and I am the founder of the company Consulting Med.io. My work is to help international students to study in Europe, German students to study in the European Union or in countries where the degree is recognized, and then to help them transfer back to Germany. International doctors, healthcare professionals, dentists, pharmacists, dental nurses, medical nurses, other healthcare specialists to study medicine abroad in Europe and then come to Germany. Or I'm also helping a lot of already experienced professionals to migrate to Germany and to match them with one of our partner hospitals. I'm doing this since approximately 7 years now, very successfully, and more and more. I'm also helping international students. I started only with German students, and my German YouTube channel is quite big. I have different social media channels, Instagram with over 5,000 now. Followers, Marcel in Bulgarian, a YouTube channel with nearly 3,000 subscribers, Marcel in Bulgarian as well, and then also a TikTok channel with 40,000 subscribers. And now I'm starting also this one, the English speaking YouTube channel, where I want to help you guys with pathways. I'm an expert in this field since around 7 years. I studied also dentistry abroad, like many of you guys, and I know what I'm talking about in this specific field. In today's video, we want to look at the opportunity to transfer from the Ukraine as an international student to Serbia, and then the pathway from Serbia to Germany, the UK, or the United States. Why is niche so popular? A lot of students contact me in the last months, and a lot of them are starting right now. Some of them already have their places, others are still in the process. We have time until mid-September, so if you're interested after this video, please contact me. The contact details are down below this video. You can either book a free consultation with me online on Zoom or Google Meets, or you can, the second option, just contact me on WhatsApp and we will start to discuss your possibilities, your options, and we can help you make that happen. So in this video, I will speak about niche. I've made a presentation for you guys to go through, to click through, and I will answer you the most important points. Why is Serbia interesting? Why is it possible and to transfer? And what other opportunities are out there? And first of all, I want to explain you a little bit about the pathway, that like the way how I came to work with the university and how I came to the attention of that opportunity. So I'm working with universities all over Europe, and I mostly work with Germans that want to study medicine abroad. And the reason why Germans want to study medicine abroad is that we have a huge labor shortage in the healthcare market. However, the government is not ready to pay for a lot of seats in medicine or dentistry. One seat costs 250,000 euro for the German taxpayer, and that's why the government is not ready to pay so much. They prefer to take doctors from abroad, and they also don't have the money for that. So what we do is we bring a lot of German students to study in Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, Serbia, and then they come back after their graduation to work in Germany with our help. And in that regard, I have contact with a lot of universities, a lot of leading people in the university, whether it's the dean, the vice dean, and we have great contacts in that regard. And over the years, I have made contact to students and to university staff all over the European Union, and also in Turkey, in Macedonia, in Serbia, and in other countries, in Georgia. We really have made a big decision to really find opportunities for the people who are stranded in the study medicine in Ukraine situation. And we have contacted all the universities in Europe, literally all the universities. For some, we haven't talked directly with the dean, but with important people there to help us out. And the opportunities for Ukrainian, which is a non-European Union country, international students are very limited. There are some opportunities, but most of them have very difficult requirements for transfer. And we only had the opportunity in Niš and in other universities such as Novi Sad to transfer. And Niš is by far the most attractive one because the tuition fees are comparable to the Ukraine. It's still more expensive, 5,500 euros at the University of Niš Faculty of Medicine, but it is comparable because the living costs in this third biggest country of Serbia are relatively low. So we came to the attention of the university because I'm working with German students, bringing them there, and we found out, or we didn't find out, because in the beginning it was not that easy, but now we've come to a deal with the university, and they opened up to Ukrainian international students, which means they are helping with the difficulties regarding the recognition and also the transcripts of records that some students get later. So we can make the thing happen. And now we have many students from all over the world that studied in the Ukraine that are transferring or have transferred with my help and my team to Serbia. In this video, as I said, I will guide you through the opportunity, and after the video, if you're interested, hit me a message and we can discuss whether this is also possible for you. So the University of Niš is a quite big university, and Niš is the third biggest city in Serbia. I like this city a lot because it's very beautiful and livable. At the same time, it's not very expensive. On this picture, you can see the hospital, which is a very modern hospital, and you will be able to see some pictures. It's really modern there. Like, this is really what I like. The education there is modern, and the people are very motivated to provide a very high quality education. The university has some specifics. The degree is oriented towards the European Union, and it fulfills the minimum requirements of the European Union. What does it mean? We have some minimum requirements regarding the duration of the studies, 6 years of medicine in the European Union. We have a duration for dentistry, it must be at least 5 years, and we have a certain curriculum. So certain subjects need to be taught. And the study program in English in Niš in Serbia, which is, by the way, entirely in English, so you won't need to study Serbian, it fulfills all those requirements. And that's why we are sending German students, because they can get the recognition without any difficulties. And also for you guys out there, if you're interested to go to the German job market, also with my help, I'm the right person for you, and I can make it happen. And it's much more easy than in the Ukraine, because you don't need to pass a knowledge test. You just need to focus on the language. Of course, it isn't that easy. German language is hard as any other language, but usually doctors get it very fast, and we provide an online course over the course of 1 year with a professional German teacher, which is for free for all my students. So international doctors and healthcare professionals who are already graduated, they pay for that course. But my students that I help to study at a university and match them with a university, they get to participate in their last year, so 5th or 6th year, whatever they choose. They can also go 5th and 6th year to that course, and then we match them with a university in Germany and take care of the recognition. So that's the main part of what we do in our company. So tuition fee relatively low, 5,500 euros. Living cost at approximately 400 euros. So in total, 580 euros tuition fee. If you break it down to a month, of course you pay twice a year. So each semester, 2,750 euros. And then you have living costs, and together combined, you should calculate monthly costs at around 800 euros. So it's really not that much, 800, 900 euros in total, with tuition fees, with accommodation, with any living costs. So it's relatively attractive. And this is Niš. There's another university, Novi Sad, which has higher tuition fees, 6,500 euros. And also many Indian students, they prefer this city. They say, I have the budget, I like that. And if you want, if you have a higher budget, I would recommend Novi Sad. If you have a little bit lower budget, I would recommend the University of Niš. So the language. The program is entirely in English. There's a Serbian program and there's an English program, and the English program is entirely in English, which means you don't need to communicate with patients in Serbian. However, the nurses, the medical nurses in the hospitals, they don't speak English usually. I'm not sure how it was in the Ukraine for you guys, but I assume that it is very similar. So you will need some words to communicate with the nurses, because if you need some instruments, if you need some help, you should deal with that. Also, of course, you should, to be polite, speak a little bit. But what I really like about Serbia is they really love foreigners. They're super open. They see foreigners as a huge chance for their economy. They're also very interested. Many people, they're interested in other countries and other cultures. So they're really open, and the country is very safe, and that's what I really like. But in order to make your life more easy, you should speak a little bit Serbian, to speak with the nurses who maybe didn't have the chance to learn English. They didn't have that privilege. Um, and you will get everything that's necessary translated. No one will make you problems, because the university has the attitude, or the goal to make this entirely in English. But however, in reality, from my students, what I hear, sometimes you should speak some words in order to not make people feel bad who don't have the luxury of having had an English education. So especially talking with some nurses, they're very respectful, but you should know some words in order to make them understand, okay, you're giving your best, you're not arrogant so much about the language. The English program is 6 years, and the type of study is a state exam. So you're doing a state exam in the end, and which is entirely the same than in Germany and other European, or most other European Union countries. So it's not a bachelor master degree. You finish with state exam, and if you're a transfer student, you can transfer from the Ukraine to Serbia without the loss of any time if you successfully passed all your exams in the year before that. However, you need to speak with me, and we need to discuss your case individually with the university to get the maximum out of the recognition of your studies. Please contact me. We will check your case, and then we will discuss it with the university, and we'll be able to tell you exactly what you will get in. If you have taken additional exams in the middle of the semester that you couldn't finish the semester in because of the war, then we can get those singular exams recognized. But please note that if you haven't successfully passed 1 year, we can't get you in the next higher year. That's simply not possible. However, contact us regarding that. I see what I can do. The curriculum. So the curriculum, as I already mentioned, is according to the European Union minimum standards. You will get an overview over all the different subjects. In the first year, you have molecular and human genetics. In the you have medical statistics and informatics. It's just the same curriculum I had as a dental student. This is medicine, but it's exactly what we do in medicine, dentistry in Bulgaria, in Germany. In Germany, we have the exactly same subjects. Exactly, for example, human genetics, we don't have it in the first semester at most of the universities. However, we have informatics, anatomy, histology, and embryology. Also, cytology goes into that exam. Then we have physical education. We had the same in Bulgaria. Medicine society, same in Bulgaria. Clinical practice, introduction to clinical practice. It also is part of that English language. Chemistry in medicine. So very, very similar to what we have in Germany, what we have in other Eastern European Union countries. In the second year, we have biology of the cell biology, physics of medical diagnosis, research principles and ethics, chemistry of medicine part 2, physiology, English language and medicine, biochemistry, microbiology, basics of immunology and first aid. Then in the third year, we have pathology, pathophysiology, pharmacology, internal propedeutics, communication skills, medical genetics, neuroscience, homeostasis of water and electrolytes, pharmaceutical and technological form of medical preparations, and professional practice 1. Then in the next year, in the fourth year, we have infectious diseases. It's exactly the same, guys, in the European Union countries. Epidemiology, radiology, clinical biochemistry, internal medicine, pathophysiology of sports, basics of histological techniques and biomedicine, interprofessional education, herbal remedies, something, for example, that they have as an additional subject, which is very interesting. Clinical anatomy, clinical pathophysiology, clinical immunology, adverse effects of drugs, management and healthcare, psychiatry, dermatovenerology, nuclear medicine, clinical microbiology, professional practice 2. I will quit from here because most of the students, they are in the younger years. However, if you want to see the curriculum, I will send you this brochure that we made in cooperation with the university, and you can check that on your own. I will forward now past the curriculum to discuss some other interesting topics. And this interesting topic is the alumni. So we have presented you guys some alumni that are, let's say, famous or very successful from this university. So I know that most of you guys want to go to Germany, to the United States, and to the UK, and we picked some of the university programs, some alumni of the Faculty of Medicine that are now successfully working in those countries, just so you can get an idea about the pathway, and you see that there are people who have done it. In fact, I would say 80% of the graduates from the Faculty of Medicine go to Germany, and then some go to the United States, usually like the shining stars, the best ones, and then there's some people that go to the UK. But we have also very successful people who go to Germany. So let's check the medical doctor and PhD Arsen Velikov. He's born in Pirot, 1983, and he now works in the Sana Klinikum in Hof in Germany. And yeah, he did that pathway. He studied at the Faculty of Medicine in Niš, and now he works successfully in Germany. Then we have MD medical doctor Milan Rancic, and he works at the Harvard Medical School, and he also is an alumni of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Niš in Serbia. Another case, again, a person that works now in Germany, is medical doctor Milena Milanovic. She works at the Franciscus Hospital in Flensburg, and she also taught at the famous Charité University in Berlin. It's one of the most famous universities for medicine in Europe, also in the history. She studied. She studied also in the University of Niš, Faculty of Medicine, and she's an alumni of that university. She's originally from Serbia, so another case that went to Germany. So the rest of this presentation is about the rules of the university, more or less the same than in the Ukraine. There are some minor differences, more or less the same than in the European Union. So nothing very special, but if you want to get into those details, feel free to hit me up with a message, and I will provide you with our brochure that provides you with this kind of information. So what else might be interesting for you? Accommodation. Accommodation is something that we provide, so we don't only match you into a higher year or match you into first year if you're a fresh student that wants to start out. We also provide you with everything you need. With our Serbian partner that is full-time working in Serbia and taking care of the students with a car coming to Niš, to Novi Sad, and to Belgrade, depending on where you want to study. You will get help with everything that only works in Serbian, because for the rest you won't need help. So accommodation, we will find an accommodation for any price. So if you say, hey, I have a low budget, we can make it happen. However, please note that the university it's not allowed for international students to use the university dormitory. This is entirely reserved for Serbian students. So if you're an international student, the cheapest solution you can do is get together with some of our other students. We have many students from India, from African countries. So you can just form a group and say, hey, we want to take an apartment, and my Serbian colleague, she will find you an apartment where 5-6 of you can stay, 5-6 bedrooms, and we can make a cheap price happen. 100 euros per month, we can do that. So if you want your own apartment, that's also not a problem. If you have a higher budget, we can find something for every budget, for any budget. We also take care of your healthcare insurance that is obligatory for your visa. We take care of your visa. We take care of the internet contract, mobile phone contract, and everything that you need in the beginning to get started. Also, during your studies, if you encounter some problems, you can always count on us and my Serbian colleague to answer all your questions and to help you in any kind of situation that you might encounter during your studies there. So we are your partner from the beginning to the end, because now I'm talking about the second part, the education in German language. So if you want to take that pathway, we can help you. Briefly, let me introduce the different pathways that are popular. UK, you do a test to go to UK. United States, you do the USMLE in the preclinical and in the clinical part in the American Embassy in Belgrade, or Germany, where you take part in our online language program, and then you get matched with a hospital in Germany. So the process is as follows. You participate in your 5th or 6th year, or 5th and 6th year, in the online German language course, 4 days a week. 1.5 hours a day, in the afternoon or late afternoon, and then after that, during that course you prepare for the B2 General German Language course. You sit the exam at the Goethe Institute in Belgrade, and after you set the exam, we will match you with a hospital with an online interview, and then you will go to Germany. You start working there. You take your FSP exam, and after passing the medical terminology in Germany exam, the FSP exam, which is like medical German exam, then you get the recognition, the preliminary recognition, Berufserlaubnis called, and then after that, after some months working, having this provisional license, you will get the full license. So this is the process regarding Germany, and we also help with that part. So I think we discussed most of the important points. We discussed what services we provide for you. If you say, hey, I want to continue my career, I can't wait any longer, contact us, because there's not much time left. We have approximately 2 weeks left. And if you still need to get your transcript, we also need to organize that in advance. So please contact me as soon as possible. And if you say, well, this is very interesting for me specifically, because I have plans to go to Germany. I mean, you can't rely to get to the United States. You can't plan it. You must be one of the best. Same for the UK at the moment. You need to be really special, and you need to have perfect grades. In Germany, it's not the case. We have a huge labor shortage. All you need is the language. The language is your barrier, and we can make that happen. And of course, you need to study hard to learn German, but as a doctor, it should not at all be a specific challenge for you. Like it is manageable and possible for anyone that studies medicine abroad successfully. So yeah, we discussed about the services. We talked about the prices, the costs. We talked about accommodation. We talked about visa. Maybe also important to note at this point that if you have delays with your visa, in India that will not be the problem, but in some countries there might be some delay with the visa. If that happens, absolutely no problem. Even if you come in December or in January, the university will accept that. They know that that's not your problem or not your fault, and you can continue to study online. And then as soon as you got your visa, we can place you. So don't worry about the visa. However, for Indian students, which are the biggest group of the students that start with me, you will get visa within 30 days. So it's not a big problem. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me, and you can also write now in the chat if you have some questions. Otherwise, I'm gonna end this video, and I hope that I have helped you. I've provided a lot of useful insight, and at the end, I just want to motivate you guys. You know, if I think what you experience is very traumatic, and I really want to help as many people as I can to make that move, that transition to finish your career. And I know that some of you students are now thinking, hey, it medicine was not even my big dream, and I went there to have this career, and now I lack the motivation to continue. And in this case, I can tell you, you need to prove yourself that you finished your studies. You need to prove that what you started, you finish. You need to do that for yourself, not even for your family. You need to do that for yourself. Even if it was not your big dream and it was the dream of your parents or someone else, you need to prove to yourself that, hey, I started this, I finished this. And after that, you can do whatever you want. You have so many opportunities with a medical degree. So this is the first thing I want to say. The second thing is that you probably are the really bad place right now mentally, because you have witnessed something really terrible. You go with all your trust in a country. I also have this experience. I mean, I went to study 6 years in Bulgaria, a country that, as a German, is completely different. I've never been there before. I've never met any Bulgarians before. I just saw that opportunity. Hey, I want to become a dentist, and I went there. And it was also not easy, and most of you probably can relate. It is very hard, and Eastern Europe is not the most easy place to live all the time. I mean, you get friends, you have your community, you have your other people from your country or from other countries that you like, and after time you start to have also friends from that country, from Ukraine, from Bulgaria, but from Serbia. But it is specific. It is for sure not easy, and you give all your trust in that country. You say, hey, I am a guest in this country and I want to be treated as a guest. And in the Ukraine, that didn't happen. When the war started, they didn't say, hey, we have to look after the people that are trusting us to be a guest in this country. They didn't say that. By opposite, they said, well, let's use them as human shields. Let's exploit them. And I don't think that this this whole thing went down very nice. I think it is terrible, and it is a big scandal, to be honest. This is just my personal opinion, but from what I've heard, also the way the university doesn't release the transcripts very easily. Some they prohibit that just over the fear of the war ending and them having lost their international students, meaning their money of the international students. I think that's it doesn't show a good picture on that country, on the attitude of the people there. I am sure this would have, for example, never happened in Bulgaria. Bulgaria was always a country where the people, they have some respect for humans, but in the Ukraine, I really have to criticize that. And I think if you guys have experienced that, probably you are hesitant to go to again another country. You're probably safe home in your home country, and you're like, no, I don't want to do this again. And I have to tell you guys, don't stay in that attitude, because with that attitude, I mean, what will happen with your life? Nothing. Like you will hide and get depressed. And my opinion is that you really should go for your dream. You should become a person that is get this attitude to never get stopped by anything, to continue until you finished your goals, and then you can make different decisions and different goals. But really, I think it is important for you guys to finish this, because if I was in this situation with the COVID crisis. I mean, this is ridiculous, not even comparable. But I also was like not sure, like, will I be ever? For some weeks, I was like, will I be able to graduate? Will it ever be possible for me? Because there was this lockdown. I had to come back to Germany. Also, sometime it was not sure if I can get back to Germany. And it was like, will I be ever able to continue my studies in Bulgaria? Because the flight zone has closed and everything. And I was like, at a similar point, let's say, or at least I can relate a little bit. And I don't want to compare it really, but I can really feel that, and I think it's very important to push through this and to finish it, because now I finished it and I'm very glad I did. So don't lose your trust, don't lose your hope, continue your dreams, and thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You'll find my contact information below this video. Subscribe to the channel if this video was helpful at all for you.